9 months in.
It seems like we just did one of these.
I know, I think we did.
Brothers Bistro. Recipes so simple, even a dude can make it.
Hi, I'm Skinny Kenny.
I'm Musclehead Kevin.
And
We're the Clark Brothers. Welcome to Brothers Bistro.
Here for your hair.
9 months in, and it's a little bit like what women say when they have a baby. You know, I kind of forgot how bad it was.
You'd go back.
I forgot how bad it was.
Well, that's true. Let's harken back to the day. So we got on it. Well, first of all, we didn't really even know we were going to do it until maybe a month out or 3 or 4 weeks out.
Yeah, it was pretty quick, and I offered that his uncle and his dad would
We're
go
not telling
with,
anybody who it is.
That's right. Well, I offered to the third person. I offered to
No, he did worse than that. He said to who wanted to get the hair transplants but was afraid to go to Turkey.
Shh, we're not supposed to say his name.
Right. Yeah, bleep that out. And he said, we'll go with you, meaning I will go and Kevin will go. So I got volunteered to go.
Voluntold.
And not only that, it cost me money.
Yeah. But it was quite an experience.
Yeah, we flew over there. I think we had a direct flight out of LA.
We flew to Chicago or something, and then went outside the terminal. It was pretty hairy. Outside the terminal, you're getting on this Air Turkey flight
we had to go through passport control. So the flight from Denver to Chicago was domestic. And then we had to go through passport control. So we had to go get our luggage and then go back through passport control. Yeah, that was a little...
Fortunately, we weren't taking much. We all had carry-on, so it's not like we had to go to the turnstile and
we had lots of time, as I recall.
We realized we didn't have that much. I mean, when we got there, they were, it wasn't that much time before, and we're a little concerned because we don't normally change gates like that into a whole different terminal, and this was going to an international terminal, right? So it was a little bit...
Yeah, we had to navigate it for sure. We thought we had lots of time, but it turns out we didn't have lots of time, so we had to hustle through the airport. But then when we got there, it was a relatively long flight from Chicago. I think it was 10 or 11 hours. And we got there, and we got through, again, immigration passport control stuff. They had a driver waiting for us with our name on it.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of telling us where to go and kind of like the video, like this is where you're going to go, these are the signs you're looking for. And those were all pretty relevant. So we got through, and like you said, there was a guy waiting with a sign. We loaded into a van.
And we weren't the only ones, right? Wasn't there somebody else?
There was a half a dozen people, but going different vans for different people.
That's true.
It was just the three of us in the one van.
Yeah.
We got on the van, and he was MFing the guy next to us on the freeway. And
driving skills are not a premium in
And they got to the hotel, and they parked half on the curb and half on the street.
Because the streets are super
And we're like,
narrow.
wow. We got out, and we went to our Gucci motel.
Well, a hotel.
Should we give them the once around on the hotel room? Here's the hotel room.
Pretty small.
So just a couple of beds. And we got 3 different rooms.
Yeah, not necessarily the luxury accommodations. I was expecting more of a Hilton, but this is more of a,
Best Western.
Yeah, Best Western.
We went down to the street, and it was a glorious. The Hilton was pretty glorious. It would have been nice to stay there, but when we looked up the pricing, it's not expensive to stay at any of these places, but it was like three times the cost. So that's why.
Anyway, that night we got our blood drawn. The next day we were in the office. They were
marking up our heads, right?
And then like an hour into it, they were.
And then they said, "Okay, you guys ready to go?" They started shaving.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind.
And then we were in 3 different rooms right next to each other, and it was lay face down.
I could hear him crying like a baby, squealing like a girl.
We were laying there for it was like 3 hours, right, or 4 hours, something.
The whole operation was like 5 hours. It was like two or 3 hours per side. So they do you the first one, they shave you, and then they turn you over so you're face down. And that's when they get all the donor stuff from the back of your head.
Oh man, that was
brutal. And then they flip you over.
But the brutal part was the injections, if I remember correctly.
Well, it was because they've got to put saline in there to make sure your pores are
they can get to those.
I don't know exactly what the deal is, but hey, it worked out okay. So that night was a little rough. That first night, I remember sleeping.
They patch your head up. You feel like you got a football helmet and shoulder pads. They got this big pad around your ears, collecting all because they've injected your head with all this water, so it's kind of like seeping out.
You're trying to sleep that first night. in a way that's not gonna make things worse. You know,
Well,
your
but
head's
they gave us a sheet for the pillow and everything, and lo and behold, looking back, that we needed it because it was
Again, they probably have
it was seeping.
They probably have some understanding with the hotel that, hey, things could go squirrely on you here. And anyway, that night slept, and the next day we were back over there. They were showing us how to wash our hair and doing a last minute inspection of the process.
And we spent that one more day, and then we flew out the next day, or we flew out
that night. We spent that night, and then the next morning we were on the shuttle, headed back to the airport.
Man, it was pretty quick, and there was a restaurant in the lobby.
I don't remember.
And there was
Did
some
we
stuff
still have our football helmet on?
I think they took all that stuff off, and they washed our hair.
That's right.
And we went on to the hair, and then you basically look like a couple of bald guys.
Cancer patients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I remember we weren't supposed to drink alcohol, and in the Turkey airport, we went ahead and got burgers and beer or something.
One of the guys there gave us, "You're not supposed to do that."
Yeah, he knew. He'd seen more than his fair share of hair transplant patients.
But we were back pretty quick, and now we are 9 months out, and it feels like it's stagnated a little as far as the growth. It feels like it's in. What would you say? How does your hair compare to before?
Well, there's no question the hairline is better. I mean, I had these long cul-de-sacs on the side before, and I was definitely thinner up top.
I feel like mine's a little curlier. Definitely more of it, but definitely feels a little more curly.
And grayer?
I don't know. Yeah, grayer. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
It's 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. I think I've had to get used to styling my hair again because I got some hair to style, and we've been getting haircuts for the last few months. We've been getting pretty regular haircuts. I've been getting regular haircuts. Kev's been out of pocket, but yeah. So we're back at it, and
we're gonna see you guys again in a year because they said year would be when it would be like it's done.
So after
we feel like we're kind of there, but there may be a little bit of change,
after
but
this
not
update.
a lot.
After this update, we're gonna see you again in We got it done on Valentine's Day, so that'll be easy to remember.
And then oh boy, he looks the same. Oh yeah, it's super thin, buddy.
What do you mean super thin?
Oh yeah, super thin.
All right, now let's do you. Oh man, all I see is scalp. Wait, you're moving too fast. So far so good. And hey, don't forget about our referral code. If you're thinking about having something like this done, we have got the clinic for you.
I think two things, right? We would be available to help talk them through it and tell them, answer any questions they might have from our perspective. And we'd be willing to give them the contact code. And they were super helpful at the clinic.
More than willing. I mean, they don't even have to contact us. We'll put it on the screen. You get $100 off if you use our referral code. And just tell them the Clark Bros sent you. And you'll look as handsome as us. Well, as handsome as Kev. Kev.
I'm the pretty one.
And I'm the smart one. So, thankfully the scalpel didn't go very far into the scalp. I didn't lose any brains from this operation.
All right, Clark Brothers Bistro, here for your hair.